Hey folks, how are you doing? So I made this really long video doing all crazy cutting tests. I'm not sure if I'm gonna publish it because it's just too long. I was really tired and I think it's gonna be just too boring. There is a very simple way to explain this and show you. If you wanna really learn about why the Convex is the best knife grind, just a general purpose knife, I highly recommend the two links in the description. It's Kyley's video, I think they are unlisted, but if I put the link there you're gonna be able to see it. Really professional presentation, comparing the grinds, cross sections, physics behind it. Most of the stuff is actually common sense, but you don't get to see it and really understand it unless you actually see them professionally in the cut, you know, like he did. The drawings, what some people did, doesn't do it justice really. There are two ways: professional video like Kyley did, and second best way is to show you. That's actually the best way, I believe, to actually show thing. Here's the main thing. There's a lot of different things that are based on opinions in knives, you know, it's personal preference, what do you use the knife for, you know, etc, etc. But knife grind is something that it's something beyond just the personal preference. You know, personal preference applies to how thick you want your knife, you know, the spine to be the stock because what you use it for, how what blade shape you like, you know, what steel you like and stuff like that. The grind is actually one of those things that there really is such a thing as the best knife grind, just generally. There are certain things where one certain grind will perform better for certain tasks, but as a general, on average, Convex is the best one. And most of the people don't know it and don't want to admit it because they use knives for regular tasks, you know. They use knives for the task where you're never gonna see the difference. You're never really gonna see the difference, how the knives perform, how the grinds perform. There are three main things that have an impact on how the knife cuts. First, it's the apex, it's the very edge of the knife. It has to be sharp so it will cut right. Second thing what has a effect for how the knife cuts is how thick the blade is behind the edge. So meaning you have primary grind here, in this case hollow grind, and then you have the secondary edge, you know, the thing that cuts. That shoulder right here, how thick is the knife at that shoulder? That's the thickness of the edge. When we always refer to how thick it is on the edge, that's the second thing, the second main important thing, and then actual grind, right? Now, if you're using knife like a regular folding knife, which most of people on YouTube and most of these people that will always argue that Convex isn't that great, most of those people use knives just like as a pocket knives on a regular day-to-day basis, and you will never really see that big difference. Once you really start using the knife heavy, you start purposely cutting through the stuff you normally don't need to cut through, you're purposely doing these tests and experiments, only then you will actually see that yes, Convex does cut better, generally on average, cuts better through most of the materials than any other grind. You know, when you take into consideration about the same edge thickness, you know, the edge angle is about the same always. You always want to have that edge angle appropriate to what you're cutting to, you know, so I'm not gonna go with zero, you know, let's say like a kitchen knife trying to cut into the wood and with little twists and stuff, or chop into the wood little bits, you know. So all those things, if they are about the same, that's what you're gonna do. Now, the best thing really to show you is just cut into the wood. To see how the knife cuts into the wood is just the basic, simplest thing. For you, one of the very easier things, but also sometimes hard to actually see the difference, feel the difference, is just cut through the cardboard. Believe it or not, cardboard does show you the resistance. You can feel the difference in the resistance just cutting through the cardboard, especially the thicker stuff. If you get the double or triple layer cardboard and you cut with different grinds through it, you will feel the difference, trust me. So for now, the best visual, you know, presentation of how the knives cut and why the Convex, I believe. And this is one thing, like, I learned about this stuff. Some people think that I'm just stubborn and I'm just so passionate about it, and some people think that I'm arrogant, that I don't want to listen. I listen to the arguments, but I get passionate about it when I see that the arguments on the other side are are incorrect. You know, the facts, the things, the assumptions are incorrect. And that's why I get passionate about it. It's whatever, you know. Let's just stop talking, I'll just show you. SJ75 hollow grind. It's nice and thin edge, but the hollow grind is very deep. Not a great cutter. So let me show you. I'm gonna cut as hard as I can, you know, here into this. So I'm gonna just make marks, and the knives will stay in line here in order, same as I will be cutting with them. So here's the first one. Little nice and leaner grind handsaw. It's also hollow, but it's very big radius, so it's actually a little better cutter. I'm gonna cut a little further apart. Actually, it isn't better cut. It didn't cut into the wood so much. So that was handsaw. This is nice, one of the better hollow grinds, ram. It has very big radius. There was that. A little more. Paramilitary, full flat grind with the regular secondary bevel, reasonably thin on the edge. There. Yojimbo reground. It has a horrible hollow grind to begin with. I regrounded. This is extremely great cutter. This is flat grind, but this is one of the, you're never gonna see knives like this. Almost never, maybe kitchen knives. This is as close to the true zero grind full flat as I've ever seen a knife, you know. It really is from the spine down, flat true zero grind, almost. It is super microscopic secondary bevel. It's extremely good cutter. Only downside of this is that because it's flat, one difference, and that's the main difference between the flat, good thin flat, and convex, that convex gonna be a little stronger, and because of the little slight radius, even it is microscopic radius compared to the flat. When you have a good lean grind, there is a very small difference from the flat to the convex. What it does, that little radius on the sides, you know, it's not like this, like a lot of drawing shows. It's really microscopic. That little difference causes that the material you're cutting doesn't drag across the whole length of the material. That the little radius pushes the material away, so you are in contact only with the beginning of the edge, and then the material actually, you know, clears the back of the grind. That's the whole point of it. So that was Yojimbo, pretty good. Let's see this. Reasonably thick, a lot thick, twice the thickness of all these other folding knives. This is a CKC knife. It's a nice grind, solid grind, but nice and good performer. It was deep. Here's a thin convex, nice example of a thin convex. Extremely good. And this is a cherry on the top. This is 3/8 inch thick convex. Not 3/8 inch. That's thicker than those folding knives are, you know, as whole. So I'm gonna redo this last one because it was a little on the angle, different angle, so it's not even on both sides. The whole idea is to be, you know, to have both sides about the same. So here we go. Look at this. Where is the way to see it? Here. The hollow SJ75 about here. Handsaw about here, pretty shallow. This is for ram, Kershaw ram, about the same as SJ75. Next one was paramilitary tool, little further than SJ. Next one was the Yojimbo reground, extreme thin reground. You gained fair amount actually. Next one was Kyley's knife. Kyley, am I correct? Kyley's these three, yeah, I'm correct. Next one, Kyley's knife, quite a big step. That is a thick knife. This cut is a thick fixed blade, and look how much deeper it went. It went twice as deep as the hollow grinds. Then next one is the thin Convex, extremely good performer. You see it went all the way there. That's 3 times almost as the hollow grind on the beginning. And the last one, look, check this out, 3/8 inch thick stack chopper went twice as deep as the hollow grind. That is only 1/8 of an inch thick stack. Here is a little better. So you're starting, let me turn it this way, you're gonna get a little better idea. So look how shallow you start, and as I went with the blades, I purposely put them on what I expected them to cut with. I did some of them before, but you see how it races up. So you start with the hollow grinds, absolutely worst cutting ability in this. Then you go to the flat grinds with secondary bevel. The smaller the secondary bevel, you know, and the thinner the edge, better cutting performance. And then Convex. Even the really thick stack Convex still outperform the cutting capability of the knife double from the hollow grind. Now the thing is that if you use your folding knives, like in my example, in my case, do I ever use folding knives this hard that it would actually come to place, to play? No. I actually hate using folding knives this hard. It hurts your hand. Almost no folding knives are made to be used comfortably in such manner. But does it change the fact that the Convex is the best grind, best performing grind? No, it doesn't. Just because you don't need something or something perform in the easy tasks just as well as Convex, still doesn't change the fact that Convex is the best grind. And this is just a nice example. This exaggerated example, you know, you cannot look at, oh, it cuts cardboard easy, or you cannot feel the difference, or it cuts through the meat or through the food just as well as you cannot go by that. You have to put it to the materials where you actually do see the difference, because just because the knife cuts through the easy stuff same way doesn't mean that those grinds are equal. You have to put it to the materials where you actually can measure and see. Best way is to see or feel the difference. That's when you see which grind is better. So don't judge by the knives and the grinds by the regular use, the easy use. You have to actually put it beyond that to see the difference, to really feel the difference. That's why I'm so, passionate and so confident with the grinds, because I did many times. Also, another nice thing is push cut through the leather. Hollow grind is a lot harder to push cut through this. It's mainly because of the secondary bevel, but that's another thing. The main thing is that wood is really nice example of it. Also Kydex, here's just real quick. I'm gonna do this in chest level grip actually. It can cut into it. The shell or hollow grind will cut into it a little better. The dram, you see that? But it just can't. And that's a chest level grip with a lot of force. Now let me show you this thick, twice as thick knife. You see it? What the Convex does is it pushes the material aside. In the case of the Kydex, it will push it apart a little bit and then slide through. Hollow, it just will bind into it. It will just get stuck in there and it won't let you do anything. You will have to create insane amount of force to kind of like break it or really push through it. You can, but with the same force, I can cut through that Kydex with this. So that's just a nice example. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. Again, no hate. I only get passionate about it because even especially people when I admire, I like Randy. Randy is a good friend. He's a great guy. He's very talented, and I just get passionate about it when I see people that I respect And when I see that somebody says something that is wrong, I always was like, you know, if you don't really know something, just don't say it, you know, or say, make it clear that it's your opinion or something. Or the best way is always, I always was a believer, the best way to say your opinions, or if you're comparing something, to actually show the comparison, you know, not just talk about it, because talk is just talk, you know. There are people that can talk smart, make it sound smart and everything, but if you just show it, I think that's the best way to show it, you know. And I thought, I think a lot of my viewers already know that, because I've showed the differences. I took the knives that I reground from flat to convex, from hollow to convex, and I showed the differences, how it performed. So I think most of my viewers already know that, but I figure I still want to make this video and to show you. I think the main thing is that not many people have the experience to this level to actually see the difference between convex, the good convex, nice lean convex, and the other grinds, because there is not that many great convex knives. Bark Reavers are decent, some of them. It's a hit and miss with some other stuff, but they have decent knives. But most of the knives you see, there's really not that many convex knives. But trust me guys, they are good. And if you actually think about it, what are the knives that are being used the hardest, you know, the most for cutting? Kitchen knives, outdoor knives, you know, survivalist knives. Let's call it bushcrafter knives, even though a lot of bushcrafters like Scandi, but you're still gonna see a lot of bushcrafters, a lot of people who do a lot of work outdoors. They will take convex over Scandi. Woodworking knives, it doesn't matter if it's a chopper or if it's a thing, it still cuts through stuff, right? So it's still same task, you're cutting through something. So it's still a knife, it still does the work. And if you look at all those, most of those high-end knives in those categories, in those tools, are convex. So guys, it's already long enough. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe. Remember, don't cut yourself. And have fun with knives.